Hi, this is Joe from Joe's Tech Bits. Today I'm here to show you about file associations, how to change the default and where to change it. So let's get started right now. I'd like to talk today about file associations. Have you ever gone to open a file? I have a sample folder here of some JPEGs, some Excel files, and some Word documents. Have you ever gone to open a file and it doesn't open in your favorite app? We'll see. We'll pick one of these and open it. And, looks like it opened it in Microsoft Paint. Well, we didn't want that, did we? Well, what you can do is right-click on the file and look for Open With. It's right here. And it gives you a list of different apps you can open a file with. So say we like to open it with photos, our JPEG. So we'll click on Photos. There we go. It opened up in Photos. So guess that took care of that problem, huh? Well, let's try it again now. We'll try another one here. And, oh, look what happened. It opened it up in Paint. And that's another JPEG. Here's the one we originally opened in Photos. And again, it's back to Paint. So here's what you need to do. You need to right-click and look for Open With. And go down here, choose another app. Now, here's the Paint program. Again, if we click on that and say, okay, it'll open it, but it'll still go back to the one that was the default, the Paint program. So what we need to do is select on Photos and click here. Always use this app to open JPEG files. Now we can click on that, and there we go with the flower. Now if we close that and go back to any one of the JPEGs, you can open that, and there we go. It's opening in the photo program, which is the one I like. You may like a different one. You might have something else, but at least it'll open in that same program. Programs are associated to particular file types, and the file type is determined by the last three characters in the file name after the dot. So you'll have a .jpg. You see in this example you have a .xlsx and you have a .docx. The XLSX is a Excel file, and the .docx is a Microsoft Word file. Now suppose we look at the Excel file here and double click on that to open it. And of course this one doesn't know what we want to open it with. So we could either open it with Microsoft Excel, or the other option on my computer is LibreOffice Calc. So now if I open it with Excel right here and say OK, without checking this box here, it's going to open with Excel. Now if I close that, and I want to open this other Excel file, but suppose I didn't want to open with Microsoft Office, I want to use my LibreOffice. If I double click, if I haven't changed anything, it's going to open in Excel, Microsoft Excel. You can see it up here. So what we will need to do in that case, if you want to open it with LibreOffice, we can right click and say open with, and we'll go to LibreOffice Calc. Now if we click here, it won't open with that next time, it'll go back to Excel. But if we go here, choose another app, and we'll select LibreOffice Calc, and we'll say always use this app, and now it's going to open with LibreOffice. Of course, we have the tip of the day. How nice. We'll close that, and there's our spreadsheet open in LibreOffice. Now that we've checked the box here and said always open with this app, we'll go back and we'll find another Excel spreadsheet, and all we have to do now is double click on it, and it'll default to LibreOffice. You can see right up here, LibreOffice Calc, and that's what opened the spreadsheet. The same holds true for many different file types, but I'll just give you another example. Here's a Word document, and this is already set up, I believe, for Microsoft Word. So see, that opens right up into Microsoft Word. But some people don't use Microsoft Office, they use Libre or some other, maybe OpenOffice. So if you wanted to switch this over, you could right click on it and do open with. And remember, if you click here, it'll open at one time, but revert back to the default. So what you need to do is choose another app, and you can click on LibreOffice Writer. Say always Office, always use this app to open doc files, and click OK. Now the next time we go back, here's another doc file, Microsoft Office Word document. We'll click that, and again it opens in LibreOffice. Now if you ever wanted to go back to Microsoft Word as your default for that particular file type or extension, the extension is, again, the last three characters in the file name after the dot. It could be more than three, but generally it's dot 3 characters. That's the extension. Now suppose you don't want to have LibreOffice as your default anymore. All you have to do is go back to your document, one of your documents, right click, and do open with, and choose another app. And let's go back to Microsoft Word to open our Word documents. And there we go. It opened it up with Microsoft Word. Now there's another way you can change the defaults. If you have a lot of files you want to change or check, is the associations. You can go to settings right here and go into apps. Now if you go right here, default apps, you can change some defaults for your mail, your music, your photos, and different ones here that are just listed. But if you want to go change by file type, you click there, choose default apps by file type, and it takes a while because it's going out to the whole system and checking all the different files. Okay, now here's the file. This is the extension, the last characters after the dot, and this is the default. So you can see, I don't recognize too many of these, but let's go down a little ways and see if we could find our, oh, we passed it to JPEG. There's JPEG. And see, the default app for JPEG now is Photos. So if we want to change that, we could click on Photos and say we want to change it to Photo Gallery. And now every time you open a JPEG file, let's see if that really works. We'll go here, go back to our files here, our JPEG files. Let's see what happens. And it opened in Photo Gallery. So we didn't have to change it with the Open With area. We just changed it in the settings. And now all JPEGs will open with Photo Gallery. Now you can also have a JPEG with a .jpeg. That's still going to open with Photos if it has that extension. But let's change this back to Photos. Oh, recommended for Windows 10. See that? And that's how you do it by file type. You can see there's a lot of different file types. Let's see if we can find a doc. There's a doc file. And see it says Microsoft Office Word. And if we wanted to change that here, you could click it and pick one of these other apps. But I'll just leave it the way it is. And hopefully the next time you click on a file and it doesn't open with the right app, you'll be able to figure out how to change it either through the Open With or go into your settings to the default file associations.